Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about drawing here in 3D Studio. You start with lines. um, you know, you got to pay attention to what these are set to. Um, this keyboard entry is pretty much useless, but you might want to hit adaptive instead of optimize, and I'll show you why in a second. Anyway, you start to draw a line, you hold shift, it'll, you know, go into an orthogonal constraint, so that's at least something. Of course, when you're in a mode, you know, you can't, you know, when you're drawing something, you can't adjust anything. It's crude as hell. But like I said, you know, since I got you know, the drag type set to smooth over here, I can hold and drag when I place a corner, and it'll draw an arc. Now, if you just right click always stops out of it. If I do it like that, you know, then dragging doesn't do any good. So, anyway, you know, if you zoom in on the arc and you see it has all these segments, but you know, you can go in and you know, hit adaptive on it, you know, and it smooths everything out. It adjusts the number of segments based on the geometry. So if we go back and, you know, draw a line now, you know, it's set to adaptive. So, oops. So when I do it right now, now the segments are going to come in nice and clean based on okay, let me try this out. Okay. If you hit S, it'll, there's supposed to be some damn way of closing this thing. I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah, you just make sure your cursor's like close to that, and then it'll ask you if you want to close it. But you know, you can also, you know, hit S and it'll turn on the snaps, and if you're zoomed in far enough, you know, the snaps are ignored, which is what I was hoping. So, you know, your grid snaps can be toggled that way. Oops. I don't know how you undo a segment. And it could be that this is the only thing I had selected. Maybe I should, you know, have these things selected too, because you know, you got to make sure this shit's set up before you start. So, you know, if we wanted to draw a line now, let's see how this works. Well, it still doesn't. You know, I can't, you know, because this is geometry in progress, it won't snap to it. You know, I can snap to other geometry like the midpoint or the end point. So, and I can just toggle snaps off if I don't want them on, but Anyway, it's kind of annoying because this program works like something out of the, like I said, out of the 80s. It's ridiculous. But at any rate, when you go into this, you know, you can edit the various aspects of it, like the vertices, and you can always expand this too if you want. Um, this is divide. But the vertices, of course, you can move them or grab them and move them. You can change the type to brassiere or corner or however you want right there. You can change your mode here, to segment, and in other words, if you wanted to go to segments, see that change that. So if you wanted to go to the global level, they give you this, and then you can create this outline function, which I guess you can control the symmetry of it somehow. So apparently every time you let go, though, you're kind of screwed. I guess you can enter an offset distance there. But at any rate, so it does that. At least the segments are closed. I guess this creates a totally new spline. I don't know. Jesus. Yeah, I don't think this is related to the other, so it's interesting because it still does consider it related because they're all highlighted. Notice that I can't really select these while I'm in an edit mode for that object. So it must still consider these all related to each other in some way. Yeah, so they're all still related. It's just for some reason you lose the ability to modify it, whatever it is you did to it. course I can go in here and hit detach, and it'll probably, detach as a separate shape. So buried way down there. Damn it. You can mirror it. I guess you can mirror copy it, Constraints don't work when you're moving stuff, so that's bullshit. Okay, so you can copy it about the pivot point, wherever that is. And click show vertex numbers. I'm sure that'll be important somewhere, particularly since I got that make first or whatever that means. We've got a soft selection here too. Doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe it does, I'm just not seeing it. Okay, when you're in this mode, you got the ability to, in the vertex mode, you got the ability to fill it or chamfer. So doesn't seem to do shit. See, it's selecting the same point on each and every one of these. It's probably because I got so many instances of it, I'll bet you. Here, let me try this. This. Now to make this, just click on it, and then you can control it with your mouse wheel to scroll. Let's see. I don't know. Well, it's a good place to start because that's something that, you know, to me is a fundamental part of. No, I'm gonna have to redo this video. Wish I could, because I'd like to. Later if I did. Okay, but let me rewatch what he did.
This is also true when you load Max or design initial settings using the custom UI and default switcher. In corner Bezier mode, you create linear segments with a single click in the viewport and curved segments with a click and drag. A right click exits the command. This method can be difficult to control at creation time. It is usually easier to start simple and build in detail later. To build a simple profile of a wine glass, for example, you can use the corner method for both initial and drag types. Keep in mind that holding the Shift key constrains your movement in orthogonal mode. 5 points, 4 segments is all you need to start. In the Modify panel, you can access the sub-element of the 2D shape you created: vertex, segment, and spline. In vertex mode, you can easily relocate one or more vertices using the Move tool. More importantly, you can convert a vertex type from the default corner type to other types using the Quad menu. In smooth mode, you are presented with a curvature that you can only control by moving the vertex. In Bezier mode, handles appear, which give you more control over the curvature. As you zoom in, you'll notice that the edges are not so smooth. This can be more control over the curvature. Mode, handles appear, which give you more control over the curvature. As you zoom in, you'll notice that the edges are not so smooth. This can be controlled by increasing the number of steps in the interpolation rollout. The adaptive option provides another smoothing method. This method increases the number of steps when the segments are curved and decreases them when the segments are linear. The Bezier corner method breaks the handles so you can control each one independently.
Oh shit.